Hello, hello. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to my third presentation on the topic of relationships. And I know it's like 3:30 on a Monday afternoon, so I don't expect you all to be watching live, but thank you for those who are joining us today. Oh, Ariel's on. Yay, my best friend from college. She's awesome. But yeah, for those of you who are tuning in, I'll wait a minute or two. Um, or maybe not. I'll just jump right in to the topic of relationships. Now, relationships is such a huge topic. It really, really, really is. I can go on forever about relationships because they're so wide and broad. Oh, someone else tuned in. Yay! Hello, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Um, they're so wide and broad. I'm coming to you live from my office in Massachusetts. My camera is being iffy. I'm using my phone to record this, so I'm sorry I'm holding it out like this. Um, but I'm coming to you live from my office in Canton, Massachusetts. So feel free to share where you're from and um, get to know each other. Last week, it seems like it didn't really take off. Maybe the lecture went on for too long. I'll try to keep this lecture as brief as possible. We're talking about relationships. And yeah, so like I said, I can go on forever about it, but I didn't think about it. And the two main takeaways that I was thinking of as I was thinking about how to present and what to present on this morning. I'm basically doing this relationship lecture for Megan, who just got out of a relationship, which I feel so bad about because breakups are difficult for sure. And I know she really likes this topic. So Megan, this is for you. Um, but yeah, so when it comes to relationships, there are two main things you need to keep in mind: communication and listening. Because when you're in a relationship, it's two people coming together as one unit, and your goal is to build a life together that is both meaningful sexually as well as romantically, as well as like a team dynamic where two people share a life together and share their thoughts and feelings and emotions and can grow in such a capacity that they are feeling fulfilled from one another's company. So that begins and ends with communication. Now, communication is very difficult for some people, but that is like the number one go to. And relationships, as we all know, take so much work. And I don't think they ever stop taking work. Um, basically, just put this down. Okay. Basically, you have to start with the end in mind, which is hopefully marriage or just a romantic partnership that lasts a long time. Because no one likes a breakup. Breakups are tough and they're icky and they're sticky and they're not as fun. And I just want to recommend that I have a Pinterest with these two interests in mind. It's called D Sunshine on Pinterest. DEE Sunshine, Space Sunshine is my name on Pinterest. And I have a marriage board, and I also have an ex recovery board. I haven't been posting on it for the longest time, but I did take a look at it before I did this lecture just to get some ideas on what to talk about. It's like, what did I talk about? Well, let's look at Pinterest. Pinterest has it all. So I did remember from looking at my boards that communication is key, and as well as active listening. Um, so to communicate, it's basically opening up who you are, your thoughts and emotions with your significant other, or like another friend if you're single, a friend. But like, I'm really focusing on romantic relationships for this week, and I'll focus on friendships for another week. But with romantic relationships, and that could be, gay, straight, whatever. Um, but like, I'm mostly focused on, um, let's see here, on straight relationships. So, um, now, it's so important that you talk about your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions with your significant other because that is the person who supports you the most. And there's also a technique called active listening. So not only do you voice what you're going through, you listen with questions. That's active listening and being supportive to your partner. You listen with a depth that you would want to be listened to. It's the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So, communication, active listening is key. Now, another thing that gets in the way of relationships that's affecting my personal relationship right now, I just started dating my boyfriend. His name is Ankit. He's Indian, from India, and he's actually really busy, a lot of the time, trying to get his PhD, and he's teaching several classes, and he's just a busy bee. And that's really affecting us. It's only been a week, and already, like, we only spent one day together out of the whole entire week. Um, we're supposed to hang out this past weekend, but he got tied up and was super busy with his math homework, so we didn't even hang out together. And I'm not sure how things are going to go in the future, but already I'm like, he's like, well, maybe I'm not good enough boyfriend for you because I'm super busy. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just keep my options open. He said, okay. So I don't know if I'm going to break up with him. I do love him a lot. And I do realize from talking to psychics, which I highly recommend in your relationship, that you get an astrology reading, where you compare um, both your signs to each other, and where you get a psychic to weigh in on any areas that you might be struggling. I happen to be a psychic and I can help, but I also know of a great psychic hotline called Psychic Power Network, where it's only $2 a minute and they can tell you a slew of things. Like, for example, I know Ankin and I are soulmates and we've been married in previous lifetimes, but he also is a type of guy that leads with his head, not his heart. And I'm the type of person that leads with my heart, so we kind of clash in some areas. So it's really insightful to get feedback from a psychic. She says our relationship could work, but he is a very busy person, and that could weigh in and affect us seriously. So, um, that's another thing you need to do. You need to plan quality time with your significant other. Quality time can include going on a date, staying home, reading a movie, watching a movie, planning a meal. Life gets busy, especially during this season where it's tax season and people are moving, people are in school, people are working full time jobs, part time jobs, what have you. People get busy and they forget to include quality time, which is so important that you have with your significant other, during this time of your relationship, especially in the honeymoon phase. You feel like that's always gonna happen. Like, I've known Ankit for over a year. We dated before COVID, so we've been friends and we've had quality time together. But like, we're finally dating, and it's like we're texting back and forth, and I'm always the one to initiate texting, which is annoying because he's like lost in his head with math, and like, I don't know. I don't get math, but I get the theories and the concepts, and I'm like, whatever. I'm not a big math person, but that's just me. Um, anyway, so I really recommend talking to a psychic or an astrologer. Um, I did. Okay, that was my Nana. She wanted me to put the mail out, which I did. Um, anyway, another topic, that I highly recommend is that you know your love language. There's a book that was written by some guy. I didn't get his name, but you can go on fivelovelanguages.com and learn your love language and learn your spouse or significant other's love language. My love language happens to be words of affirmation. I'm a therapist, I'm a counselor, I'm an author. I need to know my significant other loves me and will support me and will talk to me in ways that I can understand and he can understand. And just, I'm big on words. So I need to hear I love you. I need to hear it written. I need to see text. I need to get hugs. I need to be cute. That's me. Other areas of the love languages are acts of service, um, physical touch, gifts, and quality time. So I'll post later on what you can discuss your love languages. I'll make a post and that describes them more in detail. And my question for you is, what is your love language and what can you learn from your love language about how you communicate with your significant other? If you don't have one, how you will communicate in the future with your significant other, to describe who you are as a person and how you can get your needs met. Now, breakups. Those are tough and iffy. And just know you deserve the best quality person in your life. So just because you broke up with someone doesn't mean it's the end of the world, okay? And we always think that, initially at least, it is, unless you're really okay with the breakup. And um, I know for girls it's harder than men sometimes because men just, hit and quit and their emotions are kind of repressed, but men can be devastated from breakups too, don't get me wrong. It's just, typically it's a female thing, but not necessarily. I know a lot of men that have had devastated breakups and felt real emotions towards their significant other that they ended things with. So, um, I was reading on my Pinterest that sometimes a breakup is really redirecting you. When you thought you were being rejected from something, you're actually being redirected towards something else. And know that every door, I love this phrase, when one door closes, another door opens. And you have to keep that in mind. That's how the universe works. That's how God works. That's how prayer works. If you have faith and you pray, or you do some mantras or some affirmations, or whatever it is you ascribe to, excuse me, I'm really stuffy today, that this too shall pass, this breakup will pass, and you will love again. You're not necessarily breaking up with love, you're breaking up with a person. And other people do exist out there. You're a catch and you deserve to have love in your life. So I know that breakups can be like so terrible and you analyze a lot and you think, what went wrong? What you want to know what you can take away from a breakup, basically what went wrong and what you can do to make it right in the next relationship. But also there's a saying, if you love someone, let them go. If they're meant to be, they'll be again. If not, they never were. And also that can be so sad, but there's also hope in that maybe at some point down the line, the two of you, especially if it's a marriage and you have children involved, can come together as friends at least and make things work. I'm not sure where you're at in relationships, but sometimes a closed door is a closed door, and you just have to pick up and move on. Just keep in mind, I love, love, love this quote I learned on Pinterest. Your significant other should jump through fences to be with you, not be on the fence about being with you. That's my ultimate favorite because I hate that. And I've had men be on the fence about being with me in the past, and that really affected me negatively because I felt really slighted and I felt terrible and used that they couldn't decide to keep me. Like, I'm a catch, I'm a precious child of God, and I'm a queen, and I'm someone who deserves love and validation and companionship, and it'll happen. And it just started happening for me, and I'm not sure where my relationship is going to go. I mean, we're in the honeymoon phase, and we just started, so I would like to get married. He wants to wait a few years to get married till he's well established, so we're already kind of like clashing a little on things, but yeah, so we'll see where things go. There's other guys that want me out there, which is nice. I'm blessed and thrilled, and I feel very flattered that I'm not alone. I keep getting messages from other guys all the time. I kind of ignore them and tell them I'm in a relationship, but I might keep my options open. So we shall see where I'll go in my love relationship because I'm 32 and I want to be married with kids within the next couple of years. And if that's not, you kind of have to see if you're going in the same direction in your relationship. If you're not on the same page, you might want to reevaluate, and maybe a breakup is unfortunately the best option for you, um, because you don't want to waste your time if someone's not going in the same direction as you are. And I personally believe in divorce. My parents are divorced, and my mom held on to her relationship with my dad for the longest time because of religious dogma and doctrine. Belief that, you should stay married because you vowed to stay married, and I think that's silly. Things do run their course. It wasn't a romantic relationship after a while. It was more of a frustrating companionship in my parents' relationship that I can observe as a third party. And they did finally divorce, and it's for the best. They're in both good spaces. They want to remain friends, and I think that's a beautiful thing. Um, my mom's been dating back and forth, and I know my dad, he's kind of a little loner. But he has been dating a bit, I think. I don't know. That's my dad. He doesn't want me talking about him, I know it. But that's pretty much it. So, My other question to you is what area do you struggle in your relationship that you think needs improvement and why? So, what is your love language and what area in your relationship or as a single person that you can think of that you need to work on for your future relationship? Uh, and why do you struggle? And if you can respond in the comments below, or I'll post another post with the hot topic questions. Um, that'd be great. I know we didn't have much discussion last week, but Cesa, maybe this week will inspire you to communicate with each other and get to know where you struggle and where your feelings are in relationships. If you have any questions or comments or concerns, I'm just a PM, DM, direct message, PM. I don't know why it's PM. Ping me, right? I don't know. It's a British thing. But anyway, I'm just a comment away. So I'm here for you, and I'd love to help. And I hope you are able to support each other this week in relationships as the theme. Alrighty, mahalo. Take care. Alrighty, bye now.